Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jason and the channel is The Everyday Card Collector. In today's video, we're going to discuss my plans for the National, as well as showing two quick pickups that I made at a card show. So this weekend was Hobbypalooza, so I hope you all got a chance to watch that on the For Collectors channel. If you did not, you can go back and watch any one of the live episodes that occurred over the span of the entire weekend, because it ran from Friday to Sunday. Had a blast. I was on Saturday evening for Cardboard and Cold Ones with Sammy and Sammy Thunder. And then we had guests Lenny from Cardcast and Aaron from Value Vintage Cards. And had a great time just hanging out and talking. It was pretty loose structure and had fun. So I implore you guys, if you didn't get a chance to check out any of Hobbypalooza, to go back to the For Collectors channel and check it out. But yeah, so that was from a busyness of the weekend schedule. There was a lot going on with that, but I was my first time on it, so I had a blast, but was only on one episode, so fit in perfectly with my weekend. We did a card show locally here, literally blocks from my house. So I ended up going to the card show, and for those who follow my channel or have been following the channel from the beginning, typically I don't sell. And I mentioned this on Hobbypalooza, but I sold a card. The reason for selling the card was in order to have some funds for the National. So I've already pre-purchased a couple cards, so that money was in line already, but I wanted to have a little more fun money and spending money for the National, and now I do. The card that I sold has been on the channel, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 times in the past. I actually opened it out of a pack in 1998 myself, and then had it ungraded and graded it, I don't know, maybe about a year ago, and I got a 10. And it was the 1998 Upper Deck Living Legends Michael Jordan card, but it's a card with Kobe Bryant and Michael on it. And it gem minted, got a PSA 10. And for a while, I just did not want to sell it. Sentimental value, I pulled it from a pack. It meant a lot to me. It's 2 of my favorite basketball players of all time. But as time went on and I started looking at the card, and there's more out there that I want to buy, and I don't want to necessarily dip into funds beyond, my means. So, what do you have to do then? You got to consider selling some things, which I never really did, and I've never really stretched my budget beyond anything I needed to. Everything's always been within reason, and I am the everyday card collector, so I try to keep it within reason. But I wanted to have a little fun at the National, and I'm switching lanes in collecting. I'm doing a lot of oversized pre-war, as most of you know if you follow the channel, and I'm just diving into different things. The interesting thing was with the card was, I ripped it from a pack that was maybe $4 in 1998. I had it graded and I was upcharged on it. I sent to PSA through a friend of mine, and I don't even know what the upcharge was because I had a couple other cards with it. But if the grading was $40, if it was with the upcharge, and the pack cost $4, I was into the card for $45. Is what I'm looking at, and I actually ended up getting 4 figures for the card. So it was a comma card when I sold it. So I think the real tipping point for me is I love the card, and being a collector, it doesn't have to be a 10 for me. Actually, I prefer it not to be a 10. So the fact that I looked up the card online, and that same exact card goes for $80 and an 8. So just an example of how crazy this number chasing is and PSA 10 upcharges are. The 10 I sold was a 4-figure card, and I can go buy the 8 for $80. And the naked eye is not going to see a difference in those two, from the 8 to the 10. I didn't even look at a 9, because when I saw an 8 for $80, I said, well, that's where I want to be. And I'll get that card again, just not right now. But knowing that there's 8s out there for under $100, this was a no-brainer. There was a little bit of sentimental value there, but got past it real quick once it sold, and what I'm gonna be targeting at the National and what I'm kind of looking for. Now I'm excited. So that being said, we did talk, or I did mention that I'm going to talk about the National and what my plans are. Basically, I go into card shows, guys, and I think I've said it on the channel before, with no plan. So I have 3 cards that are pre-bought. So I'm going to pay those off, and I'm picking them up at the National through friends, and those are, I'm considering National pickups. And then I've got a little fun money, and I don't know which way I'm going to go. I'm really loving the oversized pre-war. I know there's a dealer who's got a bunch of Wheaties panels, so I'm interested in that. There's a couple cards that I am targeting. I love the 1921 exhibit Eddie Collins. That's kind of on my list. There's just a lot of stuff. I need to fulfill this 56 Hall of Fame run. I need to finish it off. So maybe the 56 Jackie's on my list now. I'm still missing a couple other big cards out of the 56 set. I need the Hank Aaron, and I need the Hank Aaron, and I need the Roberto Clemente. So those, those are big cards. In my world, $200 to $300. When you start to climb that point, that's a big card to me. $300 for a piece of cardboard, that's a lot of money. I will say one of the pickups that I'm making that I pre-bought far exceed that amount. So, that's my big card has already been purchased. My big card, if you will. There are still maybe 1 or 2 big cards to come. There's a lot of other things. I've been falling down or going down the rabbit hole of the pre-war oversized stuff, and I don't want to neglect my love of the vintage era or the golden era. There's a ton of stuff I need. I want to fulfill sets. I want to fulfill players. I don't have a 49 Bowman of any kind. I don't have a 51 Topps of any kind. So I wanna add those to the collection, and that might be the route I go. Maybe I go with a Lou Boudreau. I do not have a Lou Boudreau card. I want a Lou Boudreau card. So maybe I go with a 49 Bowman Lou Boudreau. Maybe I go with a 49 Leaf Johnny Mize. I don't have a Leaf. 51 Monty Irving or Duke Snider or Bob Feller, 51 Topps. Those are kind of, I don't want to say lower end, but lesser expensive cards that I can spend money on with my fun money and fulfill some gaps in my collection. So that's kind of what I'm leaning towards. But because I go in there with no plan, I can see 2 or 3 oversized items that I absolutely love, end up getting those, and it'll be pre-war, and that's how it is. I don't like putting restraints on myself, specifically at shows. I know everybody says go in with a plan, have your list, and I respect that way of collecting. I have no problem with it. But at the end of the day, that's just not how I work and how I collect. This is supposed to be fun. If I find something that just catches my eye and grabs my attention and it's nothing of what I just mentioned, I'm going to buy it. And that's just how I like to collect. It's broad. It's very broad. And people say, well, with no direction, it just, it starts to get crazy. And, I watch my pennies. I'm very conscious of my budget. I don't overspend. So we can have fun if you're watching those things. It can be a lot of fun going in with an open mind and not limiting yourself to any particular cards. So that's kind of my plan for the National, guys. So, it'll be a blast. It's in my hometown. I got a lot of friends coming in, so I'm excited to see them all. I might not even go to the show every day. 5 days at the National, I don't know how necessary that is. So I went to every day in Cleveland last year minus Sunday. And it was a lot. Because it's in my hometown, I can duck out. I can go back home. And I live probably 35 to 40 minutes away from where the National's at. I actually used to work about 2 minutes away from it. So it's not that far from me. I can duck in and duck out. I'm certainly going to do the YouTube get together on Thursday. So if any of you watch me and have not met me, please come up and say hello. I would love to meet you guys. I love building relationships within the hobby through the channel. That's how I met my buddy Aaron, Value Vintage Cards, his buddy and my buddy Joe. There's a couple other people that I've met through the channel that I actually go to shows with now locally. So please come and say hello and have a chat with me. I would absolutely love that. So I'm definitely doing Thursday. I will definitely do trade night to support for collectors. I don't know how much trading I'll do, but at least mingling and hanging out with friends, because I assume there'll be a lot of my friends there. That'll be an absolute blast. So I'm thinking Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm still up in there on Wednesday because it's only a half a day. But I might, maybe I'll go and just kind of walk the floor with friends or something of that nature, who's ever there. But yeah, that's my plan. So cards, what I'm purchasing is up in the air, minus what I've already purchased. And we'll see how it goes. I'm excited to do a video in 14, 15 days showing you guys what I got. I will turn the camera around, and I mentioned I do have 2 pickups. The sole purpose of me going to that card show that I went to blocks from my house a couple days ago was to sell that card, and I succeeded at that. But of course, I picked up 2 cards. Very, very small, very, didn't hit the budget at all. They were actually $2 a piece. So I figured I'd show them on the channel, show you what you can still get in the vintage world for virtually nothing, and have fun with it. And kind of talk about the cards a little bit. So we'll get the camera turned around and we'll take a peek at these 2 pickups. So let's get into it. All right, guys. So 2 small pickups at the show. You don't walk a show. It's the first time I went to a show in my life with the goal to sell as opposed to buy. So of course I walked the floor. I really wanted to save what I acquired from that card for the National. So I went real small and only bought 2 cards. They were $2 each. So I will tell you this, they're basketball. So it's not vintage baseball, but it's basketball. So I was pretty excited to find them, actually. I love both of the sets. So the first set is the 71-72 Topps basketball set. And it is Tom Boerwinkle, a Bulls center. So I am a Bulls fan. I do collect basketball, collected it heavy, probably more than baseball, in the 90s. But most of my cards now that I'm going to seek out are going to be Bulls related, being a Bulls fan, or specific players that I really respected back in the day. Tom Boerwinkle was a Bulls for the center, or a center for the Bulls in the 60s and 70s. Pretty prominent with the organization as a broadcaster and things of that nature, and was part of the organization for quite some time. So I wanted to grab his card. I saw it, and it's a very clean looking card. If you guys look at the front and the back, $2 for a guy from my team from this era. It's just got to happen. I love the script of that set up above where it says Chicago. I think it's phenomenal. I believe I have the Norm Van Leer for this as well, another Bulls player. And then the last one I picked up, because I'm a sucker for these every time, 70-71 Tall Boy of Chet Walker. And I don't think Chet Walker necessarily gets the respect that he should all of the time. He was a 7-time All-Star. Actually is in the Hall of Fame. I think he was inducted in 2012. But a Hall of Famer, a forward for the Bulls. The Bulls weren't very good back then. So he was a shining star, one of the shining stars of that era. Norm Van Leer being another one. But a significant player in Bulls history. Again, 7-time All-Star, Hall of Famer, and he actually is in the Chicago Bulls Ring of Honor, which they started in 2024. So he is one of the players in their Ring of Honor. So, for $2, how do you go wrong with picking up a person that significant in the organization that you follow and that you collect? I had to do it. So 2 beautiful cards. And again, this is vintage on the cheap. Now, I know some of you aren't basketball fans. I still love collecting basketball. I still love watching college basketball, and I really, I may have mentioned it on the channel in the past. I come from a basketball family. We were heavy into basketball, and obviously the 90s Bulls probably had something to do with that. I had family members that played in all 4 years of high school, and I have some nephews who actually played in college. I played a little bit in high school, but not. I wasn't really good enough to go too far with it. So, but yeah, that's the pickups. Made some money, spent very little money at a card show, and had a great time doing it. So that's all I got for you guys now. We'll have another video or 2 coming out this week. Getting excited for the National now, shifting my attention towards that, and can't wait to start shooting some videos on that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you enjoy this kind of content, please feel free to like and subscribe, and we will talk on the next video, everybody. Thanks for jumping on. Bye-bye.